All right, we have some breaking news to get to here on a Friday on Golden State Warriors Today by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Chase Senior. Hope all of Dub Nation getting ready to have a fantastic weekend. And for months, we've been speculating about the future of Andre Iguodala. Was he going to return? Was he going to retire and call it quite an illustrious career? Well, he just made the announcement on his podcast with Evan Turner that he is going to be returning to the Golden State Warriors for his 19th season in the NBA, and he did tell Steph Curry that this will be his last and definitive final season in his NBA career. We're going to break it down here. This is why you subscribe to the channel, whether we're at the Chat Sports Studios or if I'm at home on an off day. When breaking news happens or something significant goes down with the Golden State Warriors, we have you covered with the best Dubs coverage year-round. To show some love to Andre Iguodala coming back, I want you to type Iggy or 9 in the comment section because, man, this guy has really been so valuable for the Warriors over the last several years, being a part of multiple championship teams. And with Iggy coming back, you can certainly do worse with another veteran out there to round out your bench. Andre Iguodala, at this point of his respective NBA career, is not going to be counted on to play every single night. He's not going to be counted on to give you 15 minutes per game. Andre Iguodala is a very valuable veteran presence who can still defend, who can still make heady, high basketball IQ type of plays, put people in the right positions to succeed, knock down some threes, give you some athleticism, and just give you some overall depth. And he is so valued and has been so valued on this Warriors team by the core pieces, Steph Curry, Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, but also the coaching staff, Steve Kerr, and the general manager, Bob Myers. Iguodala is a very unique type of player with what he gives to this team and the cultural aspect in which he provides. He is basically a coach player at this point of his career. And for a long, long time, people have raved about Andre Iguodala being such a bright basketball mind. So many people want to see him get into the coaching ranks once his career is wrapped up. He doesn't really want to do that because he's got his fingertips on some business and tech opportunities. Now he's doing this Point Forward podcast with Evan Turner. He has said that he doesn't want to be just a coach, but he does enjoy the role of being a player coach. And this is a guy who is so well accomplished. He played his college basketball at Arizona. He's drafted in the first round all the way back in 2004, which makes me feel really old, by the Philadelphia 76ers, 9th overall pick. And when he came into the league, he was a high flyer. He was a human highlight reel. His dunk contest performance was really marvelous. And a lot of people, because of the initials AI, thought that he was going to be the next AI, waiting in the wings for Allen Iverson. And he never quite became that superstar player. But what Iguodala has become, and what he's been for such a long time, a very steady player and a very valuable player. And with the Golden State Warriors from 2013 to 2019, taking part in multiple NBA championships, and then he comes back last year and wins another 4 titles to his resume. This guy's a special player who's probably at some point going to be in the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame. We know that he was an NBA Finals MVP back in 2015, NBA All-Star in 2012 with Philadelphia, his final season there before we went to the Denver Nuggets. And then for the Warriors to bring him in back in 2013, it was a really underrated acquisition because they needed defense. They needed leadership. At that point, this was a young Warriors team that was unproven with a couple of budding superstars and developing assets in Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, as well as Draymond Green. And to have that veteran guy kind of take the charge of some of those leadership qualities, he became really respected and beloved for being that veteran presence that other people could look up to. And then obviously with what he's able to do on the floor, this guy, a freak athlete, a terrific defender. For a long time, he was considered to be one of the best wing defenders in the sport. The job that he did on LeBron James and a couple of those NBA Finals series was just terrific and good enough to give him 2014 NBA All-Defensive First Team honors, All-Defensive Second Team back in 2011, All-NBA Rookie First Team back in 2005, and this guy is on his way to, at some point, being a Hall of Fame level basketball player. And I like bringing him back because, again, he's not going to be asked to play all that much. But you have this combination of veterans and you have this combination of young players. And when you have a player like this on the floor who is basically another de facto coach, it does help your basketball process and it does help the development of some of these young guys. And again, he can still defend at a pretty good level. Now, he's been banged up the last couple of years because, yeah, he's getting up there in age and there's a lot of tread on the tires. But in a pinch, you need him to play a few minutes. Andre Iguodala can do just that. And it's pretty cool for him because he's going to be a part of this team knowing what his role is going to be. And last year, averaged a couple of points per game. You really have to look beyond the statistical measure for Andre Iguodala for what he's going to be able to really just bring to the table and offer. And with this Warriors team right now, I think they have a grand opportunity, an awesome opportunity to run it back and win another NBA championship because I think that there might be a chance that they're even better than they were last year if they're able to stay healthy. You lose Gary Payton II, which is a big loss, but you replace him with Dante DiVincenzo, who's a young player who's been in the league for 4 years, who can do a lot of the same things that Gary Payton II did, shoot the three ball, as well as defend. And he's a really good athlete. And the depth of this team is also something that intrigues me. Looking for further steps from Jonathan Kuminga and Moses Moody. And can you imagine what this team can look like with the healthy James Wiseman? Another year under his belt for Jordan Poole. And then obviously you have the star level talent here with Steph Curry still. Klay Thompson, hopefully now that he has finally a normal offseason, to not have to worry about a rehabilitation process, that will also allow him to be even better this upcoming season than he was last year. And then really just the sprinkle of youth and veterans here on this team is something that does intrigue me. JaMychal Green is an underrated acquisition. You have some of these young guys. We'll see if they can prove themselves and crack the rotation in a Ryan Rollins. We'll see if Travion Williams can actually make the team. Mac McClung, pretty intriguing for me as maybe a second, third string point guard. Patrick Baldwin Jr. So the Warriors right now in a very good spot to potentially run it back once again. And Andre Iguodala going to be a part of that, and maybe he will be able to help lift the Warriors to another championship, which would be his fifth, which would then really just add to the arsenal of his resume of what he's been able to do for a really long time. So, wanted to bring you this bit of Warriors breaking news here on a Friday. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. If you made it this far, type real one in the comment section. And if you like what you're seeing, whether we're at the Chat Sports Studios or at home, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And I hope all of you have a fantastic weekend.